Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. Every once in a while I take a minute to sort of do an op-ed, and every once in a while, very occasionally, I don't think I've done one of these for a number of months, I kind of take a minute to defend myself against some of my more vocal critics, either in the comments section or, as in the case in the video we're going to talk today, from emails I get from just sort of random people that watch my videos. And I certainly appreciate our subscribers. I certainly appreciate the folks that watch our videos. We hope it does provide some information. Major criticism I always see in some of these kind of meaner emails is, you're only doing this for promotional purposes. And yeah, there is an element of this that is promotional, certainly, but there's also an element of this where we've been trying, and I think rather successfully, especially over this past summer, to get out timely information regarding immigration to Thailand and the United States for that matter, and other matters pertaining to travel in both directions, to provide some insight for folks that are really stuck in otherwise pretty difficult, really pretty bad situations. I deal with these folks every day, and I hope people understand that, yeah, certainly the brand of the firm here is on these videos and things, but at the same time, I hope people see that we are trying to provide some valid and genuine information that can be insightful to people who are just trying to get from point A to point B. A recent email, I should say, that came to me, and I don't know who it came from, but I'm not even going to quote the email address. I'll just go ahead and quote directly from some of the content in here, vast majority of it actually. But quoting directly, "Hello, sorry but your video hit a nerve. I have held my tongue, watch you all the time, but this exact issue is mine as well." And the title of this is Video Insurance Documentation Issues and Thai Visas. So quoting further, "You defend Thai immigration way too much." I'll get to that in a minute. Quoting further, "There has been a simple form for the last year that a foreign insurance company fills out and it was accepted. I've used it 2 times. Now it's no longer accepted. The Thai insurance is substandard and excessively expensive. I have to buy 2 insurance policies to live here now. That is a slap in the face to any retiree here, a huge loss of income at $35,000 and higher. Start viewing these items from a foreigner's point of view." I'll get to that in a moment. Quoting further, "If you are too scared to view a retiree situation dealing with immigration, don't talk about it." Well, I'll get into that in a second. Let me finish quoting. "But for God's sake, stop defending this iron rule of law with retirees. I have done everything required. They just keep changing the rules, not us." So going back, it says, "You defend," all in capital, "you defend Thai immigration way too much." Let me be clear. I'm not defending anyone. What I'm trying to provide is insight in how the Thai immigration system works. And part of that insight is understanding the policies behind why they're doing what they're doing so that you can understand how to deal with it in a practical sense. When you understand the why of something, when you understand the policy behind a given law, it makes it, I hesitate to say easier, but it gives you a framework in which to then deal with the practical applications of that law. Once you understand the why, you can then understand a little bit better what they're looking for, okay? So getting further down here, Thai insurance is substandard and excessively expensive. I've heard this a lot. I'm not going to get into all that. The fact of the matter is it's a current requirement right now. And then going further, that is a slap in the face to any retiree here. I think you're viewing this from the wrong angle. Again, it's the why. You need to look at why there is this policy. And from Thai immigration's perspective, they are looking at a situation where folks who wish to come here to retire are in a higher age range than folks that are less than 50 years old, who therefore cannot apply for a retirement visa. And those folks are actually far more susceptible to the most negative of consequences associated with COVID-19 infection, most notably death. And I don't really wish to get macabre in this video, but yeah, it is a possibility that foreigners can come to Thailand. They can get really, really sick as a result of a COVID-19 infection, and that could cause hospitalization for a prolonged period of time. It could even cause death, and there are costs associated with that. The policy reason for instituting insurance for retirees had to do with the costs borne by the Thai medical system for folks of an older age who were living in Thailand and came down with health issues. And a lot of those folks actually didn't have insurance prior to the requirements, and that was putting a great strain financially on the medical system here. To take it a step further, now that we have COVID-19 to deal with, again, the Thai government's policy reason behind this is we need to deal with these foreign people who are coming into our country and possibly getting infected with something that could have a drastically negative impact on them, that could require a great deal of medical care associated with it, or it could even, unfortunate as it is, it could kill them. And there are costs associated with all that. So I'm not defending this. What I'm trying to explain is the why, so that you can better deal with your own visa situation. So quoting further, start viewing these items from a foreigner's point of view. I like to think I do that. I was a foreign national in Thailand for a number of years. I've been through the entire immigration process. I've become a Thai citizen. I try to view this stuff through the lens of a foreigner, and I hope that the viewers of this channel will see that as best I can, I try to provide as much insight as I can from a foreigner's perspective. Again, the why behind the policies, to me, will provide you with the insight necessary to make rational, informed decisions regarding your immigration status here, so as to give yourself the smoothest time possible once you're in Thailand. Quoting further, if you are too scared to view a retiree's situation dealing with immigration, don't talk about it. Well, I hope that this video will show you I'm not too scared to talk about retiree situations. I have talked about retiree situations for a fair amount of time now. The fundamental fact of it is I'm not in the business of making commentary all the time about what the Thais are doing or if what they're doing is bad or good. Unfortunately, in what I do, we have to deal with the situation as it stands. And I can't make a bunch of videos that just sit around complaining about the situation, because I don't see how that serves anyone. It doesn't get anything done, and moreover, it doesn't provide any insight to folks who actually watch these videos. And quoting further, but for God's sake, stop defending this iron rule of law with retirees. I don't know what that means. Okay, the rules are the rules. They've changed them frequently. I know it can be frustrating, the changes that they've made with respect to retirees, but I don't know exactly what you're talking about there. And then finally, I have done everything required. They just keep changing the rules, not us. I do feel for you. It is a difficult situation to be in. Unfortunately, the non-immigrant visa framework is something that is subject to a substantial amount of discretion, especially the retiree visa. The retiree visa is entirely a creature of regulation. It is not specifically stipulated in Thai immigration law, namely the Thai Immigration Act of '79. And so, yes, it is much more, it can be much more a victim of the vicissitudes of the regulatory changes. And yeah, it can seem to change sort of at the drop of a hat. It is unfortunate. Again, I sympathize. But long story short, I'm not too scared to talk about this. And moreover, I hope people see that what I'm trying to do is at least provide some insight to maybe give you a little bit of heads up, a little bit of advantage in dealing with your own visa situation here in the Kingdom of Thailand.